The Classic Plus survey is more fake than British democracy. I am sorry to break it down to you. However, that doesn't quite mean that it is over for Classic Plus. Quite the contrary. Between all of this mess, there hides quite a few confirmations that Classic Plus is actually coming. Now, as far as I could know, the whole quote-unquote hoax of the survey comes from this guy, NTYS. I think he's the first one to post it on Twitter. Now, I do not know his intentions. For all we know, he might have been fooled by it too. He's like a retail guy anyway, so I do not think he's making this up for clout. I think this probably came from somewhere else and he just posted it, but this is where everybody got to see it. Now, one thing you can see right here that is already kind of odd is that they gave you a spreadsheet of features right here. Below are a mix of features that could be included in a new version of World of Warcraft Classic. Take a moment to read through the features and their descriptions. Press the button below to continue once you familiarize yourself with the content. Now, never in a million years, if you're doing a business survey, you're gonna demand people to read this entire thing before asking, yes, I confirm. That's just stupid. That's never happened. I have filled actual Blizzard surveys before because I get them in the mail every so often. That's not how it works. As a matter of fact, some of this wording is extremely awkward. Provide a more granular PvP honor system? They just made that up. Now, this whole thing is about the seasonal Classic Plus, so why are they asking things about Classic Era? Well, if I were to be quite honest with you, I think the reason they put those era questions in there is because they really want to piss the era community off, whoever made up this whole thing, you know, to rile up people in the algorithm and get like as much traction as possible. That's just viral bait right there. Also right here they say familiarize yourself with the content, but most of this stuff is not even content questions. Ongoing class tuning and polish. How is that a content question? Now, if it were like a random person making a survey, there's nothing wrong with that survey. But when you're talking about a $70 billion corporation that is now owned by a $3 trillion corporation, this kind of mistakes do not happen, okay? This kind of grammatical errors, this kind of awkwardness and lack of proper format does not happen in a proper survey made by a PR firm. This is what Medina from his basement would make. However, I think that these slip-ups are not by far the most damning evidence that this whole thing is made up. Also, this screenshot looks like it has Windows XP text smoothing on it. Why is there like color pixels in between the letters like a 2008 computer? That's just a little odd. But anyway, here, this is the only other screenshot we got to see about the survey, and this is the last one. Below is a list of potential quality of life features that could be included in a new version of Classic. Please indicate whether adding each feature to this hypothetical new version of Classic would make you more or less likely to play. Now, I will give them credit where credit is due. This question format is actually the same as in the official surveys that they make. Ignoring, of course, the weird Microsoft Word spreadsheet that they put on it, the answers go to would make me much less likely to play to would make me much more likely to play, and they go for 5 answers, 5 options in every question. That's a Blizzard thing they do. Now, there is a couple of weird ones. For example, adding Chrono Boost to safely store world buff effects. That's already in the game. That's even in Era, even in Classic Era, the Chrono Boost is already in the game. Why would they make a question for that? It's not like they need to help making a decision to hump something they already put in the game. This question right here is a pretty big red flag. The other questions I could feasibly see them making, I do not think they would add boats into the game. I think that would require work and they are not willing to change them up, because that would require 2 clients, one for Era and one for the seasonal servers, and they are not gonna do that, so I think that the first question is also unlikely, but it is possible. The other ones seem like actual quality of life features from retail, and they seem reasonable. Blizzard could be potentially interested in asking those questions, but yes, out of the 10 questions, there's only 2 that are really weird, so I guess whoever did this thing put a lot of thought, had a lot of time on his hands to make this thing. Now, when everybody got mad at me when I said that Cataclysm Classic was confirmed because I got a survey for it, I made a video about it and everything, and that survey went live. And the first thing I got when I saw that survey is I immediately knew something was very wrong with it. Because this is an actual Blizzard survey. This is how it looks. First of all, they ask you questions about what country do you live. They want to get all the demographic questions out of the bat, okay? It is very weird that out of everybody that got this survey, we only got to see 2 screenshots of it, because if you want to do a survey, you're not going to send a survey to 2 people. That's stupid. You gotta get a sample of like 1,000 people to make a market study. And we still have yet to see other angles of this survey. There's only those 2 screenshots, and as you can see, the format is different. This was actually hosted by a PR firm. As you can see, they are asking questions like your age, what your country, what's your gender, all that stuff. Every single survey Blizzard makes, they want to get your demographic data because that's actually super important. If you're trying to make a market study, you want to know who are the people that are in your market. That's just common sense. And once again, the screenshots they are showing have nothing to do with that thing. However, this survey was a little strange in the sense that this one survey was posted by a PR firm. I do not remember the name, but I recall the URL of this thing was in an actual PR firm. I deleted the email, I should have kept it honestly. It wasn't on the official Blizzard website. However, there are also other formats of surveys. You may be saying, is this the only way they make a survey? No, because when Blizzard wants to make a survey through Battle.net, they do this format. This is the kind of surveys you can see in the Battle.net format. Once again, credit where credit is due, the guy that made up this whole thing, they got the exact same question format than the official one. They put 5 options on the side, you know, they really took some time to make this up. If I were to guess, they probably took these questions verbatim, because this is, I believe, the survey they threw out before Season of Mastery. These were questions for Season of Mastery back in 2021. So yeah, this is just use your common sense, people. Do you think a several trillion-dollar corporation is gonna make a survey that looks this crappy? The numbers are not even aligned, the bottoms are not even right. You can see clearly here that some circles are slightly bigger than others. Take a look at this, they are not even properly aligned. This one is 1 pixel to the left. I mean, it could be a compression in the picture, I guess. So yeah, basically I think this whole thing was thrown together by some random guy that had way too much time on their hands. None of the format, none of the questions, that the lack of other people screenshotting it, that's very important once again, because you're not gonna do a survey to just 2 people, that's stupid. Nobody else has seen this survey for some reason. It all points to the fact that this whole thing is a big old baloney, like British democracy. However, I do not want to dishearten you, because I think Classic Plus is an extremely real and actual thing that's happening anyway. Just take a look at this interview from Hammerdance, okay?
Without saying anything, I think people can maybe infer what we've been trying to do and all the different things that we've put forward to players, and how we consistently ask for feedback and ideas, and what people are comfortable with and what people are uncomfortable with.
Almost as important as finding what works is finding what doesn't.
As you can see right there, like, this is as close from saying it as they are gonna get. And honestly, just a simple point of view here. Season of Discovery was freaking huge. Yes, it died off over time, but the launch was huge, and that meant that people were really interested in seeing what Classic Plus they promised was gonna be like. There is no way Blizzard is gonna look at that success and think, no, we're gonna do the opposite. Blizzard has found a very cost-effective way of making people come back to the game, and in very big numbers. And also, this is a problem that we are gonna get after Pandaria. This is actually sustainable in the long term. You can repeat this whole thing over and over every like 2 years, and you're still gonna get something to do. If you go, we're gonna get like what, BFA Classic in 5 years. If they keep going to the next expansion over and over, that's not gonna work forever. And what about Classic Era Fresh? I'm gonna see you the Twitch and this in the chat. Well, simply put, we had Classic Era Fresh. It was called Season of Mastery. It was essentially vanilla, but a little harder and with a little less bugs. And it sucked and nobody liked it, so I do not think from Blizzard's point of view they wanna mess with that again. Season of Mastery was a complete failure by every metric. The player base was just absolutely tiny. Season of Discovery was absolutely huge. Of course, I do not live in Bobby Kotick's mind, thank God. But there is a simple rule of business. You do more of what works and you do less of what doesn't work. It's as simple as that. But yes, I am very excited for Classic Plus, and I really wanna see what actual real survey they are gonna make for it. But Blizzard is not stupid. They are not gonna drop a survey before the War Within comes out. They are gonna kill their own hype. The last thing Blizzard wants is people asking questions about Classic Plus when the new expansion is coming out. That's just PR 101. Do not compete against yourself. We might see in like 2 or 3 months the survey, and we're probably gonna make a video on it, because Medina likes eating beams and they are not free. Subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.